What's up, people? What's up? Happy Halloween, everybody tuning in. I'm Skip. As you can see, Mr. Kevlar's out with the family doing his thing. And look like Kelly froze. Or did I freeze? Did I freeze? No.
Yo,
Okay. We got anyway, this Skip man with Atlanta a shot in the dark last take a shot in the dark. The Kevlar is out doing family stuff this week. So we got Tali go crazy, go step in for him as our host moderator. And to my right, to my left, y'all right, is D at D4 Life. I'm not gonna call
what's going on? How y'all doing? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to everybody. Everybody. How was your weekend, D?
Pretty good, man. I just got back in town. I went to Halloween Horror Night in Orlando. I was down there for like 4 days. Really enjoyed myself. It's an annual thing that I do, 10 years straight. I do realize I am getting old. To go through 1,000 houses in one night is catching up with me. But we really enjoyed ourselves, man. If anybody have plans going down to Orlando, checking it out, it is a festival evening that everybody will enjoy. If you into the Halloween stuff like I am.
Well, good. Tali, since you're sitting there for Kev, man, tell me about your weekend, man. How was it?
Oh man, just grinding, hustling, working.
Well, just a hard-working young man. That's what's up, man.
That's it.
And y'all see me keep pulling on these fake teeth, right? It's pressing on my chin.
I tell you what, I'm gonna take this shit off because I'm
gonna take them off now. I just want to try to scare y'all, which I know y'all ain't scared. But anyway, boom. But anyway, man, like I said, Kevin's out with the family doing family stuff like he's supposed to. He's a new father. Wish him all well in his travel. Tali go crazy, gonna sit there for him tonight, man. The man has proven himself to be very astute in the area of sports knowledge. So, we're gonna talk about some things. Now, first of all, let me tell you all about my weekend. I did Saturday. I did 2 different trunk or treat setups with children. One was at Andretti's in Marietta. The other one was at the Big Lots in Austell. That was Saturday night. We started at like 4 and we ended at like 10:30 between the two. Then Sunday, I did the annual one we do with Best Buy in their parking lot. That one started at 5 and I left there at 7 going to another trunk or treat at the Sam's in Marietta off of Carl Parkway. And we didn't leave there till like 10 or so. So when I say tired, I would think I played football, a whole game of football with no break. That's how tired my body was this morning. But I'll do it all again, man, because all the kids, every child I saw was smiling. Kids from one event that came to the other one, they remembered me and everything. So it was all love, man. And we had kids of all races, y'all. I'm talking about, and the police were there. The police participated. They had the costumes on. They were dancing. They were, politicking with the adults and dancing with the children. And a lot of people that don't normally deal with the police were actually conversating with them and everything. So all in all, man, my weekend was great. My family was with me, so it's not like they didn't get to participate either, but it was a good weekend. Tali, you already told me about your weekend. So that being said, man, let's talk about some of these this Saturday. First of all, these college football that went on Saturday. Tennessee showed up and showed out. So what I want to know, D, is what's your take on the past weekend's college games?
Well, first of all, that Tennessee and Kentucky game, I think we were talking last week. Tennessee is for real. You know what I'm saying? We thought they might have had a slip up or a hang up. We gave Kentucky a little more confidence than we actually thought. And again, this division that we're seeing now, the quarterback play and the skill set. I want to give Tennessee unbelievable props because they're ahead of the curve right now. With Josh Heupel being their coach, you did not expect him to be in this situation. And that quarterback is a transfer. Tali, Give me that knowledge because I just got that. He came from what school he came from, Tally? Because I just found that out today.
I actually didn't know he was a transfer either.
He's a
Actually,
transfer in, and I want to say, what did they tell? Because my cousin told me today. He transferred Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. He's a transfer from Virginia Tech. And see, here we go again when we discuss this transfer portal. One, two, maybe three players can turn your whole university around real quickly with whatever system that you're running,
That's the
whatever
key.
system that you run. And now this is what's going on with the coaching as we see across the board. Big game for them coming up between the edges between Georgia and Tennessee. This will determine who comes to Atlanta. I don't care what nobody say. This is a SEC championship atmosphere game. Tickets jump from $46 to $646 for the nosebleed. So you see what I'm saying? And the only thing about the matchup that we concerned, Tennessee is like 131st in pass defense. Pass defense.
hmm
Georgia doesn't throw the ball around like that, but I did see some things. And again, quarterback play in this game coming up.
Yeah, that's right.
We also had Ohio State played some nobodies. Tally, I want to say about that because the controversy with Ohio State, they ranked number 2 team in the nation, and their resume doesn't speak as of a Tennessee or a Georgia or some of these others because they haven't played nobody until they play Michigan.
agree.
Uh, what you got for me? We know what
I
Georgia did. It ain't even done to talk about.
Man, I agree with you 100%, man. Tennessee is, the same thing that you said. I predicted them to like slip up before they played Georgia, but not only have they not slipped up, they've dominated. Like they had a little shootout with Florida or whatever, but they for real. And Hendon Hooker, I know he's from Greensboro, North Carolina. I do know that he went to
Mhm.
Dudley High School. I didn't know he went to West Virginia though. But
No, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Oh yeah, he sure did go to Virginia Tech. I was looking at his Instagram earlier. I just forgot about that. But and then Ohio State. I agree with you, man. They don't play nobody. I feel like the biggest team they're gonna play is gonna be at the end of the year, and that's Michigan. That's it. Everybody else is gonna be cakewalks. And honestly, I don't see them winning that game.
Well, see now, first off, let me go back real quick. I'm trying to address a couple of things both of y'all said. D, you said that we gave Kentucky all of this stuff because they came out like gangbusters. I was the main one to say Kentucky is a basketball school. This is all fluff until they play somebody and they get the stank beat off of them, and then they're gonna come back to reality that this is a basketball school. We're playing above our heads. They still in the SEC
Yeah.
because I don't think they beat anybody that was ranked at the time. Correct? Am I correct?
Nah,
They
they
beat
beat
Florida.
For the
they
record,
beat Florida. They beat Florida, and they didn't they beat? No, that was Tennessee went down. They beat LSU. But
right?
what it was, Skip? They were building on the momentum that they had last year. They finished in the top 25 last year, first time in a while. Went to a bowl game, had some success, and won. That's why I'm able to say here, nobody thought Tennessee would be ahead of this curve this year.
Right, but that no,
See,
but see and you're right. And see, the one thing I always harp on is coaching. And when the coach gets the talent that he needs in the places that he needs it, this is what happens. Kirby Smart had Georgia and couldn't win with them. Not Kirby Smart. I'm sorry.
Mark Rick.
Mark Richt had the University of Georgia and couldn't win with them. The very next year, Kirby Smart had them in the national championship. Same damn team. So if that's not a thing to show you or a comparison to show you how when a coach has the players that he needs in the position that he needs, his game plan works. And this is what's happening with Tennessee. So
We lost him a little bit. And as he keeps saying, we all get involved with the players and the different styles, offensive coordinators, and things of this nature. But once you get your system in place, it's going to work. And we keep seeing it. Same thing. You there, Skip? Go ahead, finish your
yeah, I
thought.
mean, but yeah, real quick, y'all know I harp on the coaching thing every week, so we're not gonna go back into that. What we're gonna talk about.
But at the same
We're gonna talk.
time,
We're also
when you was
go ahead.
saying about about the coaching aspect, and we jump around. We jumping around a little bit, but look at the Michigan and Michigan State game. Same thing what Skip was discussing. The coach from Michigan State had somebody else's players last year. They had all this success when he jumped out like gangbusters. Now you see, it seems like the team is in disarray. You jumping on you got your no discipline on the team where you jumping players in the locker room because you didn't got your ass beat. You damn near tried to jump on khaki pants. Out of control. Out of control. Same thing. We just seen the Florida player get dismissed. Cox. He played for the University of Georgia in 2019.
That hurt my heart.
You go online and tweet out something about Georgia gonna find out who the real dog is today. Then you get your ass beat. Now you want to fight, and this is constantly going on around college football. And it's a black eye. Look at Texas A&M. Texas A&M, number one team, number one ranked recruiting class. 2 years damn near running in the top 5. Out of control. He keeps suspending players every other week. His players get suspended, and they all these titled freshmen.
Now,
and
interrupt you right there. You know what that's due to, and partly, and due to. You know what? Partly is the blame for that. They're getting money now.
That too. I was just
not expendable.
I was just finna go there. So now what you have done is you've given them this money. Some of these kids are coming from poverty to a big time program. Never seen this type of money. Now you got people that's feeding them every day. They getting clothed every day. They got the luxuries of cars and things of this nature. You can't tell them nothing what to do. You see what I'm saying? And now who's going to be in trouble now? But you see, we've been talking about this, and these teams have faltered. We got people that picked Texas A&M to be in the Final Four of football this year. We already know that's not going to happen. We already knew that wasn't going to happen. We told you it wasn't going to happen. And again, quarterback play with that individual. So you still have out there in the Pac-10 now. You got Bo Nix. Skip, this is going to trip you out. Why Bo Nix say he want to face Georgia again? It might be a different outcome. Well, see, you 0-4, sir. Go ahead.
It's more about when people call out big schools. It's not about whether you think you can beat them or not. The money aspect now is overshadowing everything. You get what I'm saying? You know you can't beat Georgia. If you had an NFL team, you can't beat them. You see what I'm saying? Auburn just doesn't have the talent. So all of that, we need to face them one more time.
The Ducks, Oregon. You know, he transferred from Auburn to
right, Oregon. But they don't have the talent to beat them. They just don't. If all of their players played up to the potential that they drafted, they still can't beat Georgia. That's just what it is. So when people like when Jackson State went down to Alabama and beat the hell out that team down there, I hope we play them next year for homecoming. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just want to be in the limelight again in case you do get a good show, and you might get a look from a bigger school to get you a bigger contract.
Money grab.
This is what it's all about. But let's move on. First off, to all of our returning viewers and commenters, man, if y'all look in that box down at the bottom right-hand corner, y'all will see what's a $sign. That's called a super chat, man. We have reached the level now to where we are monetized. Now, I don't want to sound like begging, but what that mean, if you click on it, it'll give you some options to donate to your boys, you know what I mean? And it's not directly to us, it's to Atlanta Cast Network, so we can continue to improve and bring y'all all of the quality stuff that we bring y'all. So if you feel so inclined, just click the little $sign. Yeah! Now, let's move on to the next college game. Did y'all see Ohio State?
That's what we were just saying, man. Go ahead, tell them. You got to get in here now. I need you to come on with it. Come on.
There really wasn't anything to see, to be honest with you. Like, they just played another typical bum team and did what they usually do. So, you know.
So if they had a struggle, what would we be talking about? See, this is the part of commentating that I hate, because let them have a struggle. We be picking them apart.
No. Well, me personally, no, I wouldn't, because Ohio State does that every year. This ain't nothing new. They either choke at the end or either choke in the middle of the season.
Ooh.
And honestly, Skip, what you was saying, they were a little ridiculed because at halftime they were losing 14-13 at half. Came back and made some adjustments and blowed the doors off. The real conversation about this game is Penn State coach. I think he is 2-20, if I seen that right, or 0-12. I got to get that number together against ranked teams in the Big Ten. He hasn't beat any ranked team at Penn State. How is this man keeping his job?
Gotta get you
If
fired.
But you think of you see what I'm saying? But he keeps a job there because of what? The scandal they had before. They want to keep a clean slate. All they got to do is win 10. As Skip said before about Mark Richt. What was Mark Richt motto, Skip? If he wins 10 games, they'll keep him his job. And that's what he was
And it
doing.
cost him his job because he could win
He,
10 and not 11.
he will constantly do this. It's the same thing with his Penn State coach. And you see it again. As we talk about Ohio State, they got some hell of a player. Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing up there. The other top receiver that broke the records, he didn't play. They just stringing him along because he's a little Nick. The quarterback Stroud. The quarterback CJ, he is playing phenomenal. Might be the number one pick at the quarterback position coming out in the draft. But at the same time, when they get ready to go bowling and they come down here to the South and they meet one of these South teams, we find out if they man enough.
It'll be a wake up call. Tali, you got any comments about that?
I will say this. I disagree with the number one overall pick in the draft. I think, unfortunately, here's the reason why I say this is because Ohio State, unfortunately, has developed a bad reputation of putting out terrible NFL quarterbacks to the point to where no teams trust going number one overall with them. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this as my number one quarterback. It hasn't happened. When's the last time an Ohio State quarterback went number one overall besides Troy Smith?
But now,
and they've had great
since him, they've had number one caliber quarterbacks, in my opinion. But the teams that were picking 1, 2, and 3 didn't need those quarterbacks.
Didn't need them.
Name a team that was number one in recent memory that didn't draft a quarterback in the last 5 years. And they needed one. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, if we really want to examine it, it's not like they didn't have them. It's just that when they did have the ones that could have went number one, there was no need for them in the top of the draft. You get what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence, if he had came out the year before, he wouldn't have went number one because who went number one that year that he stayed
Justin Fields?
Justin Fields was number
one. Baker went number one
the year before Trevor Lawrence came out.
And then Kyler Murray went number one. So it was Baker, Kyler Murray, and then Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, so now he would have went number one.
So you got to toss up there.
But see, that's what I was thinking. I thought the year before he came out that it wasn't a quarterback that was drafted because I knew Baker came out was like a year before him, and I knew Kyler was in that area. So, but like I said, we can always find stats that apply, but I don't think them not having a number one quarterback has anything to do with them not having quarterbacks that have done big things in the NFL, because it's still all about team. Because a lot of quarterbacks get drafted by a team or systems.
Well, as you were saying, you brought up now. First of all, hold up. Ain't now Ohio State quarterback went on first. Period. That ain't happening. What I was saying, he might be the first quarterback off the board coming out this year, far as out of what being picked. But when you brought up the Troy Smith thing, Troy Smith was a Heisman winning quarterback. And Troy Smith, this is a fun fact, Tali. Troy Smith supposed to have been the starting quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, but he got sick and had a virus. That's how Joe Flacco ended up starting. Troy Smith would have been a starting quarterback. They got rid of him and sent him out there to skip squad in San Francisco, and he never got another shot. And was a hell of a college quarterback, and he got the raw deal off an injury because he was outperforming Joe Flacco when he was up there in Baltimore. But as you say, like Justin Fields, I'm going to say this. Justin Fields is not having success right now because that Chicago team is doo-doo. You see what I'm saying? They have no offensive line. They have no playmakers on the outside. My theory is this. Skip, think about this. I know you're not a Falcon fan, and I'm watching them from afar. Their games are very competitive and interesting. They look like a total different team. Take Mariota out the equation. Okay? Same skill set, younger player. Put Justin Fields there instead of you drafting that tight end Pitts. What do you have? Listen to me, Skip. Because Pitts really doesn't flash as much as that boy Drake London does now. Not the guy they just drafted.
Right.
Is Mariota not looking if it was a younger Justin Fields playing that role?
Yeah, definitely a younger player would do better because everything is better as far as skill set, takeoff speed, awareness, all of that. But
so
instead of
what I'm saying is you picked the tight end at the value that you picked him. We know they were strapped. I'm just looking at it hindsight 2020 because it's past. If Pitts don't start making plays and getting in the offense a little bit more, you're gonna see him. You're gonna see something like, hey, is he a bust or is he not?
Tali gonna agree with me when I say this. Pitts came from a system where he had a pocket quarterback. Atlanta no longer has a pocket quarterback. Tight ends are always the release valve for pocket quarterbacks.
He's not playing tight end in his system, though, Skip.
But he is a tight end, is what I'm saying. He's not playing on the outside. He's playing the X. He's playing inside. He's playing in the slot. But he's still looked at as a tight end. Where Mahomes is really the only, he ain't super mobile, but he is, that has a tight end that could be a second wide receiver, possibly a number one on a garbage team. You get what I'm saying? So pocket quarterbacks depend on the tight end to be, you know what? Oh, Gronk over there. You know, Hernandez.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I'm going to retort something yesterday that the commentator said. You ready for this?
Okay, go.
The guy said, hey, you see how the Falcons are playing now with Mariota being able to move and how Kyle Pitts and London and some of the other receivers are getting open because he's rolling out of the pocket. He's not sitting back in the pocket like Matt Ryan. And I was like, whoa. But as you see, but Matt Ryan is on the bench the rest of the year.
Okay. We ain't talking about with the Colts. We're talking about with the Falcons now.
With the Falcons.
If Matt Ryan was still there, you know why he wouldn't roll up? Because he's not a mobile quarterback. He'd be getting sacked. The reason Mariota's rolling out because his line ain't blocking for him. Those are not designed rollout plays. Tell me where I'm wrong at.
Some of them are on the bootleg. They're running read option. They're running read option plays now, and he's bootlegging off of
skill set. But
I'm just
quarterback goes that line to die.
But again, what I'm saying to you, look at over the year. We just gonna go last year and this year. We're not gonna go further back because they had different players. If you look at the Falcons team from last year to this year, it look like a whole nother squad. Now they do not have the skill set players in place that we think they should have, but for some reason, the games are more enjoyable to watch. And I want to say, in the last 5 years, I can see myself looking at a Falcon game. I'm like, damn, this is very interesting. And they fucking up too now, but it's still like, damn, we got a football game here.
And they're not getting the brakes beat off of them.
Exactly. But they're competitive now because the offense is staying on the field a little longer. Exactly. The offense is kind of executing a little bit. They're making teams game plan for more than just one aspect of the game. All we got to do is get Matt Ryan the third down. Shrink the pocket. Mm-hmm. He ain't going to roll out. Now you got to have a spy on Mariota because had it been the young Mariota, I think the Falcons would have maybe lost one, maybe two games this year.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So when you said something about plugging Justin Fields in there, that'd be awesome. But, you know, that's hypothetical. But, yeah, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Let's get rid of this college. North Carolina scored 42 points yesterday. Now they played Pitt, but yeah, the Michigan State game. Let's get on to it, man. About the fight. Did y'all see the highlights, or were y'all watching the game? I wasn't because I was out and about, so I caught highlights. But
caught some of the game, but the game got overshadowed by this situation that transpired, and it showed that it was just out of control. I don't know what security was. Now you seen them meet at the 20 or when they warming up and you see the pushing. This game right here has always been something going on before the game started. I think they play for Paul Bunyan's Axe or something. They play for they play for the Axe or something. So it's always been some jostling back and forth with them, and we're used to it. But this right here was a bad look for the University of Michigan State. It was a bad look, and I think it all started when Kev wore that Michigan State wannabe shirt last week.
Jacket. Go talk about this a local college.
Yeah, they started off from them, but it's a bad look for Mel Tucker. He got a big contract like we were discussing before, and they just in disarray up there. When you have and this is what happens with some of the universities when you come in with high expectations on the year.
Mm-hmm.
When you start losing, see, like you say, winning cures everything.
It does.
Winning high some of the some of the things that's on your team that might not be good, a bad quarterback, bad running back, bad offensive line play, bad defense. Because if you score a lot of points out scoring, everything's good. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? So what you got, Tali?
I watched a little bit of the game. It was like it was a nasty game, to be honest with you. It was a whole lot of scuffles going on. I really don't understand. I kind of understand why the rivalry was so intense, but it's like, man, coming into the game, everybody and their mama knew who was going to win that game. If I don't recall, I think they had Michigan State losing by 20 points.
Right.
So something like that. It was projected to be a blowout. So yeah, it was a few scuffles here and there and a few penalties being thrown, but Michigan really dominated and it really got to Michigan State, which is kind of weird because last year they was getting off on Michigan, and it was no altercations, it was no getting in your face, none of that. So it's cool. It's so whenever it's only fun whenever you win it, huh?
Oh,
but for you to take it as far as you went to, like for you to go and get the
we lost. Go ahead.
For you to get the scrapping in the tunnel.
But see, now one thing we got to take into consideration too is football is a very aggressive sport. I think it's the second most aggressive sport behind boxing, where you got to make contact with people you shouldn't like, whether you know them or not. But the object is to beat you down. So, being a pessimist, I'm gonna say, why in the hell was it only one Michigan player around all them goddamn Michigan State players?
We have no clue.
Exactly. We don't know what happened for him to be out there by himself. Now, if it had been both teams and it was a squabble, okay. But what was it what scenario caused him to be that far down the tunnel surrounded by all those players?
And then as you say, where's your antennas at, Cubby? You in enemy territory. Exactly. Everybody know you don't go across there, especially when you didn't kick their ass. You ain't got no business over there doing nothing, or you walking with security. But no, you bullified it.
I think he walked in there and said something. We just whooped the shit out y'all.
Skip, the shit got to talking Friday night. You ain't gonna say they've been talking shit all
the game. Now I'm talking about after the game.
No, I'm saying you've been talking shit all week, back and forth. Somebody gonna get their ass beat, and it wasn't no late field goal. And see what the thing is, Michigan State the last 2 years they got Michigan ass now. See, the last 2 years they got a Michigan ass. So they beat them last year. Michigan would have had an undefeated season, but Michigan State got them. The year before
that's where rivalry comes in at. See, rivalry has something to do with that too, with them beating them because they shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah, the year before that, all Michigan had to do was punt the ball. The punter dropped the damn ball. Boom, they pick it up and go score for a touchdown, and Michigan State wins. So as you look at it, Michigan has always been the better athletic team, better superior team over Michigan State, and this is where the vitriol in some of these players come out. But I do agree with you. Some will say it because you got to think at the course of the game, you remember number 9 or number whoever talking shit to you and vice versa. Y'all going back and forth. Now the game over with, brother. What we talking about now?
But see, that's why I say, looking at it, just like the Draymond incident that when he punched guy, if there hadn't been a video, it never would have been sensationalized like it was. He punched him, he bigger than him, and blah, 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 blah.
True.
The point is, number one, what in the fuck he was doing in that tunnel by himself?
No. In that tunnel, it's both teams are in that tunnel.
Right.
They're sectioned off.
Yeah, and they go to the left and the right. I know that. What I'm saying is, when the camera showed the fight, he was the only Michigan player with all those Michigan State players.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's my point. What in the fuck you doing out there? You can't tell me he was doing the interview and everybody left him and he happened to run back in there while they were in the tunnel. You see what I'm saying?
No, and they didn't drag him in there either.
I'm thinking he said so. I'm thinking he provoked it, and that gets swept under the rug because he got jumped. So, number one, coaching, attitude of the program comes into play because common sense will say, I'm finna lose my NIL deal if I have any. I'm finna lose my scholarship possibly if I'm not a top-tier superstar. Right. And then I'm finna be suspended 2-3 games, which is gonna hurt my NIL if I had one on the table. So street sense would kick into the players that are on the bench, so to speak, or on the bubble, so to speak. So to me, all of that right there is you're not the inmates are losing the asylum. That's what that shows me. And I think more than just the 4 that got suspended should have been suspended because the other ones should have been like, hey, man, what the fuck is you doing?
And see, and there you go. That's
they had their eyes on it. Should have gotten some kind of punishment, in my opinion.
Yeah, but and I totally agree with you because that's where your leaders and captains come in on the team.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to separate the men and the boys here, and you know this is being shown. Look at the climate that we are in now. Everything is visible. Everything hits the internet. Everything is everywhere. Somebody's with a camera to make a name of themselves. And here they go. Look, they uncontrollable. Look, they this is that, whatever. Look, like you said, Skip. Now let's say if you were a touted high draft pick 2-3 years ago, this is on your resume. Especially if they dismiss you from the team.
Yep.
This is going to follow you. These are some of the things. What if you end up on a team with that player at the next level? How does that work out?
But see, and once they get to the league, I think all that college shit is, oh man, hey, boy, it was what it was. Unless it was a fight where you got maimed or I hurt you or broke a bone or a finger or something. If both of them get drafted by the same team, that's water under the bridge because they got money and we still beat y'all ass. Y'all jumped me. We'll see about that after the fact. Now, my friends might come see you, but you can bet your ass I ain't gonna have it now that I got this $1 million contract somewhere.
I'm glad you said that because when Nick Chubb and Baker got drafted up there to Cleveland, Chubb, they had to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because of how Baker was acting and his fucked up attitude when they played against Georgia.
Exactly.
And they had to have a conversation with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's what grown men do. And see, like Soldier Girl said, I'm giving them too much credit for having street smarts. Most of the ones that are not super book smart, they got some street smarts. I think number one, in somewhere in the back of their fucking mind, they didn't realize the camera was that far in the tunnel. Mm-hmm. Number two, I'm thinking they thought, who the fuck you talking to? And before they could think about all the repercussions, he snapped. And then the other player, let me get a kick in. Hey, oh shit, y'all, let's go. It's cameras here. It's too late. That's the one thing that I hate when people say, oh, it's his first mistake. Take it easy on him. No, punish him. No. Punish him. Just like if I'm playing with a gun and shoot it and it go through this house, fall through the window and it kills somebody. It's still murder. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it was a mistake. You shouldn't pump. Fuck that. Make an example out of them so the next person say, hey, man, let me stop. You heard what happened to Skip? You get what I'm saying? So all of that, the leniency that's being shown, because I really think it should have been the rest of the season for all players involved. All players involved. And
how many games was it?
I'm sorry?
How many games was it? I thought they were being
indefinitely. Well, yeah, and definitely could be 2 games. They're going to revisit it 2 games down the road. What's left in college? What, 4 games? No, 3 games.
About 3, maybe 4.
4 games. Yeah, so it could be the rest of the season. But I think instead of saying indefinite, give me some solid answers. Hey, they're done for the rest of the season.
But see,
we're
indefinite.
Not tolerate this. We're going to talk about their scholarship at the end of this season, and in 4 weeks or so, we're talking about scholarships now. Because you can't let people think that if my child goes to the school, will he be jumped? Is this the kind of thing that you're teaching these kids to fight like that?
Versus yes.
So if you don't send the message that we don't tolerate this now, you're going to lose all those potential players, in-state players, or whatever the case may be, that you could have gotten.
And I think the players actually, the Michigan players actually pressing charges, if I don't recall.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a whole nother. And there you go again. See, now this stuff is like we said. This stuff is being video filmed. It looked like a bunch of wild dogs jumping on somebody, and again, like Skip said, Mel Tucker is not going to lose his job for some knuckleheads up at acting the fool. I wouldn't lose my job. But you, in question, like you said, as a parent looking at this is what you're teaching them. As a sponsors, as the brass up there at the university, this is what goes on. As you say, as fans, as you say, it was a bad look. It was a bad look all the way across college football. Do you know what I'm saying? Already a vicious sport that they're playing. Testosterone is flying high every play, everything. Because just like you said, it's a contact sport. This person is trying to beat you. Some people mindset it to the point they're trying to hurt you. They're trying to maim you out there on the field. Mm-hmm. And like I said, there's no way we've all played sports on some type of level before in any rivalry game. You already know. Don't take your ass over there. Fuck with them folks.
Yeah, and see, and too, that's a good thing too. You know, hindsight, he wasn't hurt. He just his ego hurt. But I think that's a lesson too. Stay your ass out people's face that you know you can't beat one-on-one. He had no reason to go there. But anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. First thing I want to do is thank Mr. and Soldier Girl for hitting the super chat button in the bottom. Thank y'all for y'all donations. Appreciate you. Mr. You could have did a little more than 99 cents, but we thank you for that. Had to put him out there.
Listen, all right. Listen, anything is good, no matter what it is. If anything is good, you never know. It go a long way in what we do. We enjoy doing this on all the other networks that come on and do everything. I know Skip and the Car Club, they've been doing it. Check them out. This After Dark show is, oh my Lord.
Anyway, we talking about sports. Stop.
Oh yes.
Okay. We're going to get to them too. But now, real quick, we're going to go over some more college scores, then we're going to get to football. The big glaring one that I'm looking at is South Carolina got their ass beat at home. Ain't that the team?
He's not here. He went to the game also. He's not here.
Well, they got their ass whooped 23-10 at the house.
What you think was going to happen? They don't have
Missouri beat them.
Missouri had Georgia in a damn dog fight too.
No, Kent State had Georgia in a dog fight.
No. Missouri had their ass whooped. And they could have scored touchdown. No, not like Missouri. Skip. Georgia didn't take the lead over to 5 minutes of the damn fourth quarter. Missouri kicked. That kicker kicked 12 feet. Yeah, Missouri kicker kicked 12 field goals in that damn game.
And also, Wake Forest got the hell beat out of them. They were ranked number 10, 48-21 by Louisville.
In a given time.
Oklahoma State was number 9. They got zeroed, 48-0.
But what I tell you about them, Mike Gundy's team is always ranked high. They come in with this thing like they supposed to win the Big 12, and they always falter. They get their ass kicked, and I'm talking about thoroughly.
Yeah, but you know, like Kev does, reading off all these ranked teams this week, getting their ass whipped. They're not just losing. What was it?
Go ahead, Tali. Go ahead, Tali. You want to say something, Skip?
Oh, I'm sorry. Syracuse, 41-24. They was ranked
Look,
number 16. They got their ass stomped.
but it's the thing with Syracuse. This is the thing with Syracuse.
Oh my
This,
God. Hey man, don't
this,
interrupt that show with that. Go ahead.
this is the thing with Syracuse. Syracuse got their heart pulled out of them last week because they had Clemson beat, and they let Clemson come back in that game. And look what happened. They tried to change the quarterback out. He was doing some different things, and if they falter, Syracuse gonna fall by the wayside.
Look at this dude, man. Miss TJ, get this dude. Get Michael. Take him in the garage. You don't know how to act. But okay. All right, man. We're gonna move on to the NFL, man. I don't know what's wrong with this cat right here. All right. Cleveland and Cincinnati is at 0-0. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Around the NFL. There we go. Michael Myers. Yeah, get your ass on somewhere. But Thursday night, man, the Ravens and the Bucks. D, let's see if we can remember our picks. I think both of us picked the Ravens, correct? Because of that man in the backfield named Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, they struggled, but they held on. I'm gonna say that. They held on.
They came back. They were struggling at first,
Right.
and they got it together.
So go ahead.
That Tampa Bay team is in disarray. Now, this is what I don't like, and we got to address the elephant in the room because I think they're trying to give this man a pass.
Mm-hmm.
No, not what I've seen. They've been tearing his ass up.
No, Skip. Wait, Skip. Hold
You
on.
talking about Tampa or the commentators on ESPN? Because they've been giving it to him.
Tampa.
Oh, okay.
What I mean by it is you bringing this man's family business into his poor play. I'm gonna start this here. Is y'all gonna put it on him, or you gonna try to put it on the brothers that's out down there coaching because of that staff that's in place down there?
Well,
Or you trying to make?
I think they're trying to get it away from the brother. They don't want to play that as him. That's why they're bringing up everything else.
I hope they are, because some of the stuff the commentators were saying Thursday night, I didn't know that this man. First of all, he took off during the preseason for a personal situation. Now we know what some of that is.
It had to be getting lawyers.
Yeah, when you could have been getting corroborated, working with your receivers and stuff like that, you took off again to go to Robert Kraft's wedding or somebody's wedding you went to doing training camp. Mm-hmm. Sir, you're not family no more with them. Y'all cool, but you playing for another franchise. You got a new you have a new head coach in place, even though he was on the staff, but he has his own philosophy that he wants to input. You see what I'm saying? You got new receivers, new players. You got Antonio Brown not there anymore. So now you got a whole crop of receivers. Two of the receivers was hurt coming into camp, and you seeing it. Offensive linemen have went down. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. And it's frustration. Again, nobody thought the Falcons would be in first place in this division.
Yeah,
they Tampa Bay would be in lost 5 games. We didn't think this so far.
What the Falcons 4-4?
Yes.
Yeah, that ain't no hell of a first place, but it works in that division. but
we didn't think Tampa Bay was gonna be 3-5 either.
We didn't. Neither did we think the Saints was gonna be 3-5.
True.
I kind of saw that coming.
Really?
Yeah.
With Jameis coming back?
Yeah.
Man, before Jameis got hurt last year, they were juggernauts.
I know he was so good, but Jameis is Jameis.
This ain't Jameis' fault. Don't put this on Jameis.
I
don't like him because he's Florida State material, but don't put this on Jameis.
I despise him, but
but what we like, but this ain't his fault. No.
But here's the thing, though. It is his fault because, to me, I feel like it's his fault because the Saints have never been a team to where, they can just run the ball down your throat and just beat you with the run. I mean, of course, because they've always had, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But they need a good quarterback for them to function as a team. If they don't have a good quarterback, if you looked at last season, they spiral out of control. The chemistry is very, very off. Look, quarterback is key.
Their coach left too, a year or two after Breeze left.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
So again, and the coach is not doing a bad job. I think that he wants to institute his game plan, and it just ain't working for what he got.
It's not.
Well, he's the defensive minded. He was a defensive coordinator, and see that's where the thing comes in. You brought in a defense coordinator to run over an offensive powered team. Don't get me wrong. Their defense last year was all world. But now you're putting the defense in positions where
They
the
all world
field,
don't matter.
They're gonna be
it
tired
don't
by the end
matter.
of the
It's
season.
nothing they can do. If you keep going 3 and out, 6 and out, not getting the ball past the 50, it becomes a field position game. Now yesterday New Orleans are like world beaters, but look who looks terrible, Skip. The Raiders. The Raiders won 10. The Raiders won 10
They didn't
games
even
last
score
year.
yesterday.
They won 10 games last year. You got rid of the interim coach. You brought in Josh McDaniels. You brought in arguably the number 1 wide receiver in the league. And y'all ain't won. Y'all are terrible. You don't score yesterday.
He was getting locked down by Alontae Taylor. Marshawn Lattimore wasn't even playing.
And that speaks volumes. And I'm gonna say this again. It's not ain't but one Belichick coach under his tree that's had success as a head coach. Do any of you guys know who that is? One.
Wait, let me hear that again.
One of Belichick's coaches. It's only one in the past 5 years that has had success under his tree. Could you guess who that is, Tali? You got that, Skip?
Brian
Yeah, I hear you. I
Flores?
heard you, but I don't know.
Brian, you got it right, Tali.
Look at that. You trying to get you a position on this show, boy?
It's terrible. As you look at his coaching tree, now this is Josh McDaniels' actually third job. He didn't go to the coach like he's supposed to. Now here we go again. Look what he did to Denver when he tried to coach Denver.
Horrible.
They had to get him out of there horrible. You arguably took over a Raider team that was a playoff team last year.
That was ready to go.
And I'm talking about they had everything in place. They just need a little tweaking here and there. See if Derek Carr was gonna be the man or not. You know what I'm saying? Josh McDaniels ain't had no receiver this caliber since Randy Moss left up there in New England.
Well, in defense of Bill Belichick's tree, trees are created because people cherry pick what they need from under a coach somewhere along his rise to superstardom. Bill Walsh created an offense that was just game changing. So they all learned how to make an offense work. They all learned what they need to pinpoint in order to win. So all of his coaches that left took some knowledge from him. Belichick don't talk to the media. What do you think he imparts to his coaches outside of do your job?
I
You get what I'm saying?
He's definitely putting in a word to other, like the seniority off of Bill Belichick.
No. What you're saying is 100% true. What I'm saying is Bill Walsh's people left for better jobs. They were picked. When we talk about a head coach's tree, like Walsh, but Belichick's tree, everybody, like D said, how many of people that fell off his tree have gone on with success? They were specialists. All of these coaches, Holmgren and all of them that played on the Walsh, they were head coaches in the wings. They just learned from one of the best. Belichick is, in my opinion, Belichick is not a hell of a teacher. He's a hell of a defensive coach.
Yes.
Josh McDaniel was the offensive juggernaut there, but he didn't run anything else. So now that Josh has to run everything else and give the offensive coordinator job to somebody else, he's not a coach. It was proven when he was in Denver. So why give him another chance?
Senior,
that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? If you leave a team fresh off a Super Bowl win and you get a job in Denver where the team is mediocre, all they need is, the left or right to go, and he don't do nothing, and they fire him and run him up out of there, why does he have another chance as a head coach? Go ahead.
Well, even so, he gets fired from Denver. Denver goes in another direction, bring John Fox in, they bring in Peyton Manning, they win the damn Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They go to 2 Super Bowls, they win 1. Exactly. Bam. He's supposed to took over the job with the Colts. They signed this man and I'm talking about he's a dirty scoundrel too. He went and got all his offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, the whole staff. These folks quit their jobs, went to Indianapolis, And then in the final hour, Robert Kraft comes with some money on the table and say, "You the coach in waiting for New England. I want you to stay here." And why does he get another interview? Why does he get another interview, y'all? We couldn't do that. You can't do that on Body Job. But you know what? He's one of these copycat league gurus. He was the young magician behind the scenes of Tom Brady's success when he had the other Matt Jones and the other guy back in the day, Castle. When he was quarterback in that 1 year Brady got.
Back in Brady.
Yeah, and this is the resume they try to build. But right now, that man should not be coaching the Raiders. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
We were talking about this on a live that I was on today in Instagram about leadership. Everybody thinks you can be a leader until it's time to lead, and you realize I can't do that. And that's what's happening with Belichick disciples. I'm used to just managing my lane. Now I got 5 lanes, and I got to delegate, which is easy enough. But then when they don't perform, what am I to do? Because my football coach used to tell me, when y'all win, y'all get all the congratulations. Y'all get all everything. But when y'all lose, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's what's happening with all of his disciples. They're not picking the right people. When Deion went to Jackson State, he took people with him that he knew were great at what he needed. And then he handled everything else. You don't hear nobody talking about his offensive coordinator and all that. You hear him talk about what a great job Deion has done. You see what I'm saying? So the same thing should apply to Josh McDaniels and all the rest of these cats. And it's not.
I don't know if you got the breaking news when we were talking about the Ravens. The Ravens made a big splash today. Skip.
No, I didn't.
They traded for Raekwon Smith, the linebacker from the Bears. No longer the guy that was holding out in the beginning when he was talking about he was representing himself. Well, he just got traded to the Baltimore Ravens for a couple of picks. This guy is leading the league. This guy is leading the league in tackling. Raekwon Smith was the first round pick out of the University of Georgia. Hell of a middle linebacker. And there we go again when we talk about something. What have the Ravens always been known for?
Getting SEC players.
And here you go. They see what they were missing there. They need a leader over on that defense side of the ball because what they've been doing these past couple of games, they've been giving up 17-point lead. They need excuse me, ladies. This is football talk I'm finna say out my mouth. And excuse me, mother. If
you know what they lead out with, Mama, he finna cuss.
Mama, this is gonna be very vulgar. Watch this, Skip. See in that middle linebacker position, Dante Travis, if he watching, that's one thing. And even you, Skip, you know that dude Patrick Willis that played for your team?
Yes, sir.
You know what we called him when he was playing? And this high school football talk. You need a dick at that middle linebacker. You understand?
No, I ain't never said that.
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Listen to what I'm telling you. You got to have, I ain't talking about no dog. You got to have a at that middle linebacker because if you don't.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, don't put that shit on.
No, I didn't put that on you. I said me and Travis talked about this. This is some football talk that I playing football that I heard. You gotta have a.
That's y'all Georgia.
You gotta have a real animal right there. You can't have no.
I don't say gorilla. I don't say monster.
No, I don't say gorilla.
I ain't never said you.
No, damn no dog. I'm not talking about you. You gotta have something. You gotta think about it. What that linebacker got to do? He got to fill that hole. He can't sit back and play no game. He got to run that defense. He got to tell people in the defensive huddle, shut the fuck up and let's holler that business.
I ain't never said that. Don't put that shit on me.
I didn't say you said it. I never said you said it.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I ain't never said you said it. This is something that was said to me as going in high school football from a defensive coordinator. I didn't understand at the time until I seen Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis playing on the team, and you ain't seen a linebacker. Raekwon Smith is right there. Since Patrick Willis retired, who's been running a rough shot playing middle linebacker? Bobby Wagner. I totally agree.
The boy that used to be with the Raiders now, the one that Gruden traded. What's his name? I can't.
He played. Mac played defensive end / linebacker. I say middle.
Oh, okay.
Middle. You got Bobby Wagner, and just like Tali just said, Raekwon Smith is the only other linebacker since Bobby Wagner who's been leading the league in tackle.
Luke Kuechly?
Oh no, sir. Luke Kuechly was a stud at his time, but he doesn't have. I'm not going to put him sideline to sideline in Bobby Wagner's conversation.
That's crazy.
He stayed hurt.
The same Luke Kuechly that was guarding Julio Jones.
And Julio Jones, what now?
Hold on, stop it! Don't you do that? Don't you do that? You wrong. Julio Jones was a fucking stud then.
And Julio Jones. Wait. And Julio Jones put 300 yards up on the head too while you were checking.
Okay, well, don't be talking about. And what is he now? Because back then he was a fucking stud.
I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't no stud, but I'm not going to put him in the same conversation with Bobby Wagner. I'm not doing that.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers played a high school football game yesterday. Soldier Girl, I'm sorry, but your team played like a high school football team with a little boy kicking. You missed a 48-yard field goal, which is not unheard of because that is a long field goal because of the stupidity that the wide receiver did when he scored. But then you missed an extra point. The 27-yard field goal that could have won the game in overtime. So I think that it won't be long before that kicker gets fired. And I think if that wide receiver ain't running today, he'll be running when they start back practice tomorrow.
First and foremost, I'm not even the Carolina Panthers shouldn't even been in that situation to win the fucking football anyway.
Because that was a Hail Mary throw and it worked. But every time everybody throw the Hail Mary, it was he's so great.
And let me tell you something. They don't give that PJ Walker, that was playing quarterback. They don't give him the credit he's due. He showed that he's the best quarterback on that roster right now. Even if Baker comes back or whoever, he should not relinquish the starting position moving forward. Steve Wilkes, he has them playing inspired football over there. They beat Tampa Bay last week. This week they was a bonehead play away from winning again. Because, like I say, you put the kicker in a bad predicament. The Falcons were trying to give them the damn win. They tried their damnedest to give it to them. They tried their damnedest, and like I said, it was a wacky football game yesterday. And as Skip said, it looked like Thera High School playing against Westlake.
It did.
Westlake High.
Whoa! And don't do Westlake, man.
Wait a minute.
What Westlake you think I'm talking about?
It ain't but one Westlake.
No, it's more.
It ain't but one Westlake.
What yeah, the colors. I'm going off the colors. Don't worry about the team. We're talking about colors.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on. Let me do some example here. Are you a Westlake graduate, sir?
No, sir, but I attended there.
Oh, you okay? All right. Well, anyway, like I said again, Westlake played against Thera down here on Northside Drive in the Falcon playpen, and as you see, these millionaires, these millionaires, and then, like I say, it was if you were looking for a game to watch and there was a bunch of drama going on, it was. What I didn't like out of the game skill, your boy, Mr. Jonathan Vilma was commentating on the game. And I don't know if he hates the Falcons that fucking bad, but he was sitting up there saying some foul shit commentating, man.
Was he lying? Was he lying?
He was calling Falcon plays, sir. The man was calling an audible.
The booth is not real time for the people on the field. It's real time for us watching. But
I'm saying,
you'd be like, oh, they doing that. So
the man called out an audible. Mariota called out an audible, and it was Oregon. That's what he said. Vilma said, oh, he went to the University of Oregon, so this got to be a read option play. I was like, Vilma, what the hell you doing? And damn if it wasn't a read option play. So if it was me, and I'm looking at this game from afar, we got to play the Falcons. What I'm saying, hey man, this man called Oregon. It's possibility they running the damn football.
But now Romo does the same thing.
Who? Yeah, Romo does too.
I like Romo because Romo breaks down the whole thing.
Romo's also a quarterback, but as a linebacker, when you have to study quarterbacks, which Jonathan Vilma's been in the league 4 years? So
Give or
he
take.
did get a chance to play against Mariota when he was in Tennessee. So
Yeah, he did.
So what I'm saying is, as an ex defensive player or offensive player in Romo's case, you have studied these players enough to know, when he does that, they normally run. So as a commentator, now you look like Nostradamus because you predicted, and they were like, damn, he's still brain
In
sharp.
tune. In
Sharp.
tune.
So
They
I
watch
don't
film too.
look at it like as a negative thing. I look at it like,
No,
okay, here in the bag as far as the commentator. Because that's
it just shocked. It just shocked me because he was on Falcons' ass yesterday commentating. I was like, yeah, what the Falcons do to you, Vilma?
Falcons still do.
Hey, he played for the Saints, man.
I know.
Exactly. Now, D, I know we picked Thursday night, we picked the 8 o'clock, we picked the Cowboys game, and then we picked Monday night, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the next game we picked was the 49ers and the Rams. Didn't I give you what game did I give you points on?
You gave me the points on the game tonight.
And it's still 0-0, so I'm already hurt with that one. But my 49ers beat the Rams. We bet $1 on that game, didn't we?
No, I took the 49ers. I wasn't no damn fool.
You ain't take my 49ers. But
Yes,
anyway,
I did.
okay.
Check the tape. Check the tape.
I'm just messing with you. 49ers won 31-14 in a game that was not as close as it even sounded. The Rams did not look like themselves. I expected the game to be closer. Being a 49er fan, I'm glad we won. But the Rams just were not the Rams. They just didn't look like they came to play. They showed up. They made a little stand here and there. But, Christian McCaffrey, that the Panthers gave away. I don't know what the fuck they got going on in the front office. But that man caught up through a touchdown, and rushed for a touchdown. Last player to do that was who?
He's the first one to ever do it.
No, it's not.
Or is he?
LaDainian Thompson.
Yeah, LaDainian Thompson did also.
LT did that?
Yeah, LT did it with
Yes.
Chargers. Yes, sir. That could have been a trivia. But anyway, the next game, the Cowboys look like world beaters.
Against who?
Chicago Bears. They look
So,
like world beaters. See, and I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm a 49er fan, so I can't be a Cowboy fan. But what I like about what's happening with the Cowboys is people are getting the fuck off Dak's back. You don't expect Dak to throw 500 fucking yards every time he touches the football. He's managing the game. See, when Cooper Rush was winning, he's this, he's that, he's this. He was being micromanaged with a small playbook, and he executed. So
Exactly.
Dak came back, and they're scoring 49 points a game now. And nobody's talking about that.
Against who?
Another NFL football team with 53 professional athletes.
I can't. I have to retort that with you, Skip, because this Cowboy Nation.
Okay.
What they try to do is sway you to believe, oh, we whooping ass and we whooping this and we doing that. Dak's record against, and I agree, the NFL teams they getting paid. He has an outstanding record against teams that's under 500. The problem comes in is when they play against the upper echelon teams. Your team, for example, even the Rams, some of these Green Bays and so forth and so on, the Vikings and things of this nature. When it gets down to the nitty gritty and the game is right on the line, how did he perform against Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago compared to the Chicago Bears team? And to be honest with you,
no, Dak didn't play against Philly.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. My fault. I'm just, But at the same time, it's been known when he plays against upper echelon team, he struggles, and that goes for both of them. Another telltale sign we seen in this game was Pollard showing up. Ezekiel Elliott will be out the door, I think, coming next year. Because that guy, they might go on and just cut bait, man. That guy's explosive, and every time he touched the ball, he is damn near taking it to the house, and you can move him around. Look at the offense. Look how that hit CD Lamb yesterday on a couple of plays. You know why? They had to bag the people. They couldn't. Them people went in that box, and they were scared of Tony Pollard. So the offense ran a little bit different. But again, Chicago Bears, that team is in disarray. You get rid of Robert Quinn. You trade him to the Eagles. Now you're going to trade your best defensive player away also. And again, it seems like Dallas have world beaters on defense when they play against some of these lower tier teams.
But what they are doing, and Tally, I'm gonna let you go in just a second. What they're doing is they're whooping the shit out of teams they're supposed to. This is what I mean by world beaters. Had they struggled against this team that's in disarray, what will we be talking about? Man, they should have put Cooper Rush back in there. He was doing better than what Dak doing. Correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what people would be
See,
saying.
this is why I brought this up, because we will nitpick the shit out of teams when they just barely win versus when they do what we predict them to do. When they don't do what's predicted, it's supposed they to squeak the win out. Man, shit, we might as well go back to Cooper Rush. He's doing what better than what Dak was doing. But Dak did everything right. Tony Pollard showed up. And I don't believe they're going to get rid of Tony Pollard. I mean, get rid of Zeke to keep Tony Pollard, because Tony Pollard ain't no spring chicken. He ain't. It ain't like this is his second or third year in the league. I just don't see him. No, I think he's been in the league like 4 years.
About 4 years.
Okay, when you say 3, I don't see it. I don't see that, because Zeke is a threat, period. If Zeke had been in that game yesterday, I think he would have got those same yards. I do. Because the team was in disarray. See, if this had been Philadelphia, Tony Pollard did that then he would have shown me something. You get what I'm saying? So let's look at it from both sides of the coin. When Dak did it, the team was in disarray. When Tony Pollard did, he showed me something. No, it can't be two sides. If it's a team in disarray, it's a team in disarray all the way around. So that 50-yard run he had and all that there, okay. Who's to say Zeke couldn't did that same thing to that same team?
You said could Zeke do the same thing to that same team?
I said, who's to say he wouldn't have done the same thing to that same team had he been in the game?
I don't know about that.
But why?
It's the explosiveness that Tony Pollard brings to the table.
Exactly. That is, we're not dealing with 2015 Zeke no more.
Okay.
Like, I feel like Zeke is more of a, he's more, in my opinion, he's more of a, like, yes, they're trying to make him that workhorse running back still, but he's more of a third down running back to me now, because he can't, like, after the first 2 yards, where does he go? What's the longest run he's had this year? I don't really know. No clue.
Yeah, but again,
he's the back when they get up. If the 49ers are up by 14 or 17 points, I'm gonna even say 10. Let's say 10 points with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's when you want to use Zeke to pound and get them yards and things like that. And like Tally said, he's not Zeke when he came out. None of these players are when they first came out league. Zeke was a home run hitter. He was a home run hitter, and you knew it. That's how that team, when they first jumped out on Game Busters, when him and Zach was rookies, you was scared of Zeke Elliott. Zeke got paid, and Zeke hasn't been the same anymore. And I don't know if it's because of the injuries piled up, knee here, shoulder problem here, gaining weight, losing weight. He in the best shape. This, that, whatever. Them hits take a toll on you. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. Some of the Cowboy fans are delusional. That's not the same offensive line that Zeke had when he first came in the league.
No.
And you can tell the difference in that offensive line. The receiving core is totally different also.
Yeah.
So
way more weapons when Zeke got there.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff takes place in with that. I forgot, Skip, we gotta get another thing around the league. Your self-proclaimed giant team lost the other day. And let me tell you something. Pete Carroll looks like a genius right now. The way he has the Seahawks playing. Look at what they've gotten back to. Let
me dissect that one statement you just made. He looks like a genius.
What I mean by that,
he just beat one team that makes him genius.
No.
Or he's always been this, and it just showed more yesterday.
No. What I was saying, since their Super Bowl run, he's damn near taking a word from Philadelphia 76ers and trust the process. Look what he's done. Geno Smith has been a journeyman. He's been in this league 10 years. He put him in place. They got a running back running football, and they're playing good defense. He's got back to what his staple of a team was, instead of you having. And what I mean by that, look at the early years of that Seahawks team with Pete Carroll. What they had, Marshawn Lynch ran the ball. They had a quarterback that was a field general. You didn't need him to do anything else. That's what Russell Wilson was, and they had a defense playing hellified defense. Fast forward, here we are 15 years from then. Look at that team and how it's constructed. Look how the receivers never talk like they did at a press conference. Like they just happy. They got this burden off their shoulders and they just playing, having fun playing and all this. And it's not just because they beat the Giants yesterday. I'm saying as a whole, did we think Seattle was going to be 6-3?
So you think this is because Russell ain't there? Is that what you're saying?
Listen at it.
They're happy because Russell ain't there. Is what you're saying?
Yes. Now we have stuff coming out, and I don't want to get upset. Now we got things coming out that this man might not be the person who we think he is as a leader in the locker room as the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Now you got Jared Judy on the trade block. Why is that?
I hope he comes to the Giants.
Why is Jared Judy on the trade block? This your first round pick.
Now that's Russell Wilson's fault.
What I'm saying is Russell don't look like the same Russell that he did in Seattle.
How many years has Russell been in the league?
It don't Skip.
No, I'm making a point. How many years Russell been in the league?
He been in the league over 10 years.
And
going
Zeke
on 10 years.
No, hold on. Zeke been in the league what, 7-8 years now?
Mm-hmm.
And had what, 2-3 surgeries?
Russell Wilson.
Sit here and tell me about how Zeke is losing a step, and Tali says Zeke can be a third down running back. He's more equipped to be third down versus the Zeke he used to be. So we want Russell to be the quarterback he was in the Super Bowl years, and we want to blame everything on him now? Sir,
Russell Wilson and Zeke are two different positions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look how Aaron Rodgers has been doing it damn near 20 years. We were just talking about Tom Brady. Tom Brady been playing at a high level for 20-something years. So you gonna say
have weapons at every offensive position.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Russell Wilson came out of his mouth and said he wanted to leave Seattle because he wanted to be in the same conversation as Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. Yes, sir.
I believe you. I'm just saying I didn't hear it.
Same conversation as Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. That's what he said he wanted to be. Russell Wilson is not that type of player. He's a game manager quarterback. I'm sorry. They've tried to. They gave him a couple of years to let Russell cook, as they say, and he held a team under discretion of franchise. They traded his ass up out of there. Who would have thought, Skip, that the Seattle Seahawks have a better record than Denver? Denver got better pieces in play.
Nobody thought that. I didn't think it.
I didn't either.
I didn't think that.
Russell Wilson made us believe. Some of us who are Russell Wilson fans
made us believe that Denver was going to be on the top because I thought
no,
he was a missing piece.
No. That too. But Russell Wilson made you think, oh, they ain't building no team around me. They not doing anything for me. They not putting the offensive line in place. And what I tell you, we talked about this. I was like, Geno Smith, Drew Lock. Geno Smith is playing some good football. I ain't saying he's throwing for 300 and 400 yards, but he damn sure ain't putting them in. He ain't putting them in no situation to lose no football game.
Man, you're right. And Vincent both say he think he's more than a game manager. Think he is more than a game manager, Russell Wilson. That's all messed up. So I'm thinking he's trying to say is he thinks Geno Smith is a better game manager than what Russell Wilson was. I'm assuming that's what he means. But let's keep it moving, man. Let's talk about some more of these scores. We talked about the 49ers winning 31-14 over the Rams. The Broncos beat the Jaguars 21-17. I wanted them to lose. I picked the Jaguars to win. Falcons won the Panthers in a high school football game. Cowboys blew the Bears out. The Dolphins. Let's talk about my boy in the backfield, how he's looking like he probably could be a Pro Bowler.
Oh, Raheem?
No, the runner.
It's my Tua.
Tua's looking great, man.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
Coming back off that goddamn injury. When he was running last week, take your time, blah, blah, blah. He's a football player. Let him play football.
What do we say? What do we say about these quarterbacks? Tali, I think I discussed this with Skip once before. You heard. When you put players around certain players, look how they look. They play into some of his strengths. You got 2 track stars out there.
That's Alabama again, all over again.
Alabama, exactly.
That's what he had at Alabama. 2 track stars.
And you got
matter of fact, he played with when your boy was there. No, he didn't play with
all 4 of his receivers.
all 4 of Judy.
No, I'm talking about his running back. He had a monster run. What didn't Mark?
Najee Harris. Najee Harris.
Yeah, so he had everything he needed.
So there you go. There you go again. Us as a franchise, we're gonna turn the keys over to you. We're gonna give you some players and put them in place for you, and we're gonna see what we can do.
That's right. Don't make us look like a fool, and that's what he did.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what he's doing. He's playing good ball. You seeing Jalen Waddle flying all over the field catching passes. You had 2 150-yard receivers on the field yesterday.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable. That's 300 yards worth of offense.
You ain't how he was dropping that football in that old man.
You're not even counting the running aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, they look like a playoff team behind because Buffalo gonna win the division, but they look like a surefire playoff team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Tua, Tali, you want to say something?
Yeah, Tua's playing. Yeah, he's that. I'm not gonna say he's that guy yet, but he's definitely working well with the tools that he has with him. Tyreek Hill. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think it was gonna really turn out that well because I thought, yeah, it's crazy. But
you thought Tyreek was gonna be a disturbance down that nuisance? I didn't.
I did.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Not only that, I thought Tua was gonna underthrow him on every single 50+ yard pass.
Has he done it yet?
He hasn't.
Because y'all underestimated Tua. Now he ain't led him like you, but he ain't Tua ain't never had a cannon. He ain't never been known for a shotgun, but he can get the ball to you. And with Tyreek Hill, all he need to do is touch it. And he out of there. I think Tyreek had a point to prove. Leaving like he did, asking for the money, and then he got it. He had to prove that he was worth it, which everybody knew he was. But he wanted to show that he didn't need Mahomes to be Tyreek Hill. He needed the football. And if a high schooler can throw him the football, he gonna be Tyreek Hill. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
he will.
that just that gives your quarterback confidence. If, like T.O. say, just give me the goddamn ball. No, I'm sorry. What's his name? Keyshawn. Give me the damn ball.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said. And when he did get the ball, he did what was expected. When you got the ball to T.O., T.O. did his job. Jerry Rice, all the big receivers, So if you feed him like you should, you don't have to overfeed him like what Mahomes kind of did for a couple of years there. He's going to make you look good. And Tua is putting that ball where it needs to be. And he's making them spy him because I will run. You saw I ran when I had a semi-concussion, so I will run. So he's making the team better, in my opinion. Yes, keep it moving. The Vikings beat the Cardinals. I expected that.
Quiet as it kept. The Vikings are 6-1. Nobody's talking about them. Now the question is, are they a real 6-1? They're 6-1 by the record, but do you see them as a dominant team right now in the NFL? That was some of the conversation yesterday.
Conversations are just that. We want to look at something to get. We want to strike a match to get conversation started. I hate when people make statements like that. Are they a dominant 6? Are they a real 6-1 or a fake 6-1? They played 7 football games and they won 6 of them. That's a real fucking 6-1. Like when y'all said who Dallas beat, they beat a team with 53 professional athletes. They beat another football team. Damn, because they in disarray. Because you can get teams like Carolina that hop up and beat the shit out of Tampa Bay after they trade away their best player. That was a fluke. We know that. So we didn't say, oh, Carolina is not, they shouldn't have won that game. We say Tom Brady played like shit. You get what I'm saying? Which he did. But let's not say, is it a real 6-1? Because, yes, they beat 6 other professional football teams. I hate that. They take some of the credit away from what you've done with less or with not good enough coaching, according to the commentators like us, because they weren't expected to be 6-1. So go, Tali.
I feel what you're saying with the whole, like, they won, They played 7 games and they won 6 of them. But I like the whole question of whether they're a real 6-1 team. I feel like they are, to be honest with you. They got a squad this year. They got a squad. Like, I like the teams that they beaten and the way they beaten them. Oh, like the Packers and the Saints. Saints don't have and not only did they beat the Saints, like they were having their way with the Saints. And the Saints got some of the best DBs.
Yeah.
Both and every receiver was getting off. KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson. So they're legit, man. But I don't think they're gonna win the NFC though.
No, definitely not. I'll watch this real quick before I let you go, D. Somebody's in the comments talking about where's Kev. I think he didn't show up tonight because South Carolina got their ass tore up yesterday. He talking about them Cowboys. Let's talk about Saturday, that game you were sitting in the stands at. Comment on that.
Oh, he went to the game?
Yeah, he was there. Went a couple of times. But he ain't never put that scoreboard on the line. Anyway,
and it was sitting,
go D. About the
yeah, see the Vikings and to be honest with you, the Vikings have a well-rounded team and well-coached team. If you think about it, they got Dalvin Cook running football. You got 2 hell of wide receivers back there, and when you got the person that stirs their pot is Kirk Cousins. If you leave Kirk Cousins alone, and Kirk Cousins is a winning quarterback, he has won some big games, and he's lost some big games. But as you see, nobody thought again, putting him in the same category with Seattle. Look how Green Bay looks like they're in disarray, and look at Minnesota. And Minnesota's just flying real low below the radar, winning the games they supposed to, beating people they supposed to, shocking someone that they don't think you're supposed to be. But on the team that they lost to right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't lost to anybody else. And they look, and Dalvin Cook looks healthy. When he stays healthy, he plays real well.
But part of Dalvin Cook's reason for interest is because he's small. You know what I mean? He's not a big bruiser like your boy at Tennessee. But hey, that's part of the game. Keeping it moving. The Patriots beat the Jets. I did not see that coming. I thought the Jets were gonna 10-point them. But Mac Jones looked like Mac Jones from last year. Matt Jones. Is it Matt Jones or Mac?
It's Mac.
Mac.
Big Mac.
Okay. But yeah, he looked like, hey, I'm back. And I picked the Jets to beat them in my football pool. Just like I picked Minnesota to beat Arizona. But they showed up, man. The Eagles beat the shit out of Pittsburgh. It was expected. In my football pool, nobody picked Pittsburgh. And the Titans beat the Texans. I picked Houston to win that game.
Really?
I really did.
Congratulations.
They were at home, number one. And Houston just came off a big win last week. That's why I picked them. But go, D.
Congratulations. Malik Willis gets his first win as a starting quarterback in this league. They didn't discuss it. He didn't get asked to do too much. He threw the interception, no touchdowns or nothing like that. But the key was King Henry ran for like 230 some yards down Houston's throat.
But you know what? He would do that against Philadelphia if they get a lead.
And
Philadelphia has a damn good defense. So we're not the average running back now. We're talking about
you respect that, and that shows you when a game plan being executed. When your best player touches the ball like that, and you say we gonna make sure we get our bell cow the ball because we don't want this rookie quarterback to be put in a position that he falters. He's coming along development, but congratulations to him because it needs to be put out there because anybody else they would have been saying he got his first win as a starting quarterback, and I didn't hear anything of that at all. Yes, he is. And congratulations to that young man.
Okay, keeping it moving. And you know how you could tell when somebody ain't been in the chat and they come in the chat making all kind of statements that we've already talked about. He say the Falcons in first, like we didn't already talk about that. Should have been here from 8 o'clock. Goddamn, you know we talked about that, and we talked about what the Saints got and what they ain't got, And we talked about them garbage ass Cowboys. Now, Mr. Chasen Reed Bishop, better known as Kevin Kevlar Kale.
Be on time. Be on time.
That's
Trick or
right.
treater.
Anyway,
Trick or
man,
treater.
keep it moving. We're gonna talk about the Commanders and the Colts. Who would you have thought would have won that game? I picked the Commanders because again, they were on a roll. They were on a roll, and they won 17-16.
I would have picked. Go ahead, Tali. I want you to go.
I picked the Commanders. You know, the Commanders. Their defense is getting better and better, and their offense is coming along. You know, they just need better quarterback performance.
Oh, okay. D.
I kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of figured that was going to happen because you starting a practice squad quarterback in Sam Ellinger. He's starting. They sat an MVP quarterback down in Matt Ryan. Jonathan Taylor has not looked like Jonathan Taylor.
No. Ooh.
I don't know if it's the injury or the offensive line play. Again, this Colts team was a team that was picked to win their division. It was also picked to be a deep playoff run, the challenge for a Super Bowl bid. And it's a wash. I don't know what's going on up there. It's a wash. You got Stephon Gilmore playing cornerback over there. That's an all-pro corner. You got your linebacker. He didn't came back. Your middle linebacker. There was another stud linebacker. It's ridiculous. They're averaging probably like 13 points a game. One of the lower tier offenses in the league. And I'm saying this off the top of my head. I'm not looking at any stat sheet. That's just what I've seen. Just what I've seen. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be some changes up there. I don't know what. They're another one of these franchise, Skip, that I'm going to compare them to the Miami Dolphins. When the Miami Dolphins, and follow me, the Miami Dolphins have been looking for Dan Marino for over 20 years.
They're going to keep looking for Dan Marino. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing there.
So look at the Colts. Mm-hmm. The Colts now, you had a Peyton Manning for damn near 15 years. Andrew Luck, because you didn't put the line around him. He was running for his life like a banner around. Mm-hmm. He retired unexpectedly only because of his injuries. And now look where you at. You've had Phillip Rivers, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, with his other team, yeah.
Yeah, you brought in Carson Wentz, because Carson Wentz and Frank Wright had some success in Philly on the Super Bowl run, and now you bring in another MVP caliber quarterback, and who? Matt Ryan, and you still and this here, Jim Irsay, the owner up there, you said, hey, I bring in Matt Ryan, we already got some players in place, we should be able to win, and it doesn't work like that. The games Matt Ryan has played. Everybody knows he's not moving. So the defense is sending the house at him. They don't have a receiver to take the roof off the top. So you know what I'm saying? There you go. You stack the box. Jonathan Taylor ain't got no running lanes no more. Right. So and that's what
no hell of a tight end.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what you get. This is what you get. So it look like it's a wash. They'd be one of the teams I see in the draft looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, but who?
Bryce Young in Indianapolis does not sound bad.
Is he going?
A running quarterback normally needs a receiver that can take the top of the field too.
Very true.
You can't bring him in there and throw him to the wolves like you did Peyton.
He's not that big and he's not that big.
Right. Yeah, see, because Peyton was a generational quarterback. Yes, and they had Bob Sanders on defense then. They had a hell of a defense then. And then Edgerrin James was there the next year. So,
well, you got to think when Peyton came in, Skip, Marshall Faulk was there that first year with Peyton.
That's right. They went 1-15 with Marshall Faulk.
And they traded Marshall Faulk to get Edgerrin James, the draft pick to get Edgerrin James.
Right.
Look how
he went on to have a hell of a career after that too. But he just did what the coach wanted.
What they wanted when they brought in Peyton. They knew what they weren't going to be. They weren't going to be able to pay Marshall at the time.
That too.
You had, now look, check this out. Look, this history, Tali. This history. When Peyton Manning came into the Colts as a rookie, did you know Marvin Harrison had already been on that team? Was it with the playoffs with Jim? And Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback.
So sure was.
Marshall Faulk was a rookie. Marvin Harrison was a rookie on that team, along with Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh comes out, they put in Peyton Manning as a rookie. So you got these veteran players around you. And then here we go again. The franchise is still trying to live through those glory years of Peyton Manning. You don't have that no more. You're going to have to move on.
But
And
they
you
would
did.
have had it with Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Had they worked on the offensive line, Andrew Luck would still be there, and they would be in Super Bowl contention.
He would have got a ring.
Yeah, Andrew Luck was the man. He was the next Prince.
He was the next Josh Allen. He was a Josh Allen before Josh Allen is who he is.
No, because Josh Allen can move. Andrew Luck is a pocket quarterback.
He used to run, Skip. That's how he got hurt.
He had to run.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't a quarterback that you would think, I'm going to get these 10, 15 yards. He had to move. That's why he retired. You're not going to have me walking like, like I had 15 knee surgeries and back surgeries and hip surgeries and everything. But anyway, we got a little bit off topic. Let's keep it moving, man. We talked about the Giants and the Seahawks. I want the Giants to win. They didn't. The Buffalo Bills, we expected them to blow the Packers out. But the game, like I said, it was 27-17. It could have actually been 41-17. There was some crazy mistakes made in that game by Buffalo. And when I say mistakes, they just didn't convert third down. They should have converted. They let Aaron Rodgers out of a couple of long third down plays, and he started looking like himself a little bit. And then they tightened up on him, and they won the football game. But go, Tali. The Packers and the Bills.
Oh yeah, the Packers and the Bills. I really didn't expect that game to really be a close game, man. This Aaron Rodgers, he's in trouble this year, man. So, the defense that they have is decent. Jair Alexander, he showed that he was that guy. Unfortunately, his a corner can't really carry a defense though.
Right.
So, but I feel like, man, Josh Allen, I'm going to say this now, man, he's the MVP of this year, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be the MVP.
He's the front runner right now. I'm going to say
going to give it to Jalen Hurts?
No. Jalen Hurts is in the conversation, but I say Josh Allen is the front runner. I don't, unless they go 15-1, the Eagles, because they're going to lose one game somewhere, Jalen Hurts won't win the MVP. And with my way of thinking, I'm thinking they're going to give everybody the credit but him, unless he throws a 45 touchdown.
It seems like it.
You see what I'm saying? They already talk about how great the defense is. You understand me? So if they go 14-2, 13-4, something like that, which is going to be a great record anyway, and he don't throw for 45+ touchdown, he won't win the MVP. Because I haven't seen a quarterback win an MVP trophy that didn't throw for 40+ touchdowns that year. Go, D.
I kind of agree with you on that. But again, this is the same thing as we were just talking about Tua with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. They put players in place for him. They went out and got him what he needed. Look at what happened if you go back then watching Philadelphia. When McNabb was there, McNabb didn't really, they was getting to the championship game 5 straight years until they went out and got a receiver. They went and got T.O. for that 1 year. And if they could have got their shit together, they would have rewrote history at that time.
Yeah, but you had a bitch at quarterback that year. I can't think what his name was again.
Man, we don't even talk. I don't even talk about that guy, Mr. Campbell Soup Man.
Yeah.
So you turn around and look at how the Eagles put things in place at the league. This league knows now. You want to win, you got to go out and get some players to win and compete now. And the Eagles have changed that dynamic team. Yeah, they were one of the top leading rushing teams last year. But now you throw A.J. Brown in the mix. Devontae Smith playing out of his damn mind. You got a tight end, Dallas Goedert, playing out of his mind. The Eagles can play any type of football that you want to play right now.
Exactly. And what's making that all the more noticeable now is they bought into what the coach is telling them. Everything is working. The quarterback's getting the ball where it needs to be. Be patient. You're gonna get your turn, and when they get their turn, like you said, they playing out of their mind. And the defense is putting them in a position to where, well, no, let me take that back. The offense is scoring. If you can't score with Philadelphia, you're not gonna beat them. With the defense they got, that's why I said they're not giving Jalen Hurts his due credit. Because if they weren't worried about Jalen Hurts putting the ball in all these players' hands, then they would be pinning their ears back and just going at him all the way. But since he's doing that and the ball's being spread so well, it's everybody but him. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I said I don't think unless he throws for a whole bunch of touchdowns, I don't think they're going to consider him.
And check this out, like you were saying about Josh Allen. You know how Green Bay got back in that game last night? Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions.
I said they had a couple of dumbass plays.
And if you see that's some of the separation with some of these players. You don't turn the ball over, you'll win some individual awards. You will do certain things.
Won in London because dumbass Trevor Lawrence threw a goddamn interception at the 1 yard line.
Had no business calling that play.
3 goddamn times.
Had no business.
But
hey,
again, I was watching that one. I was pissed about that. Like, you motherfucker, throw the ball out of bounds. It's first down. You know.
For real, yeah.
So there you go again. What you got, Skip? You got something?
We're gonna go ahead, man. Tali, you got anything you want to say, man, before we go into our last takes? All right. So normally how we do this is Kev will want us to go with our last take. Tali, since you're the guest tonight, man, we're gonna put you on the big screen. If anybody's on the controls. And Tali, give me your last take of this football week, man.
Oh, man, this was a good week, man. This is a really good week. A lot of teams that I didn't expect. I'm not going to lie to you. The NFL is kind of in a frenzy right now. Like, all the good teams that you expect to be good, they're playing bad right now. And then in college, this week was, all I care about is next week. Tennessee versus Georgia, man. And I got Tennessee winning that.
Oh, all right. Okay, D.
Man, I am on vacation. Shit. I just got back from Florida, enjoyed myself down there. Again, I always want everybody out there to think positive. Enjoy your life, man. I'm getting myself together as we speak with things I have going on around me. And I want everybody else to do the same. You know what I'm saying? You got family out here, life too short for the bullshit. So, enjoy each other, enjoy the time, befriend each other. I ain't saying be weak to them, but be respectful.
All right.
And go Dogs.
Okay. All right. And finally, man, shout out to Kev, man. I hope you had a great time with your family, man. You barely missed. No, I'm playing. We miss you, man. Get back here safe and everything. And the one thing I want to say is, Halloween is almost over. It's 10 o'clock almost. But hope everybody had a great weekend, man. I know I did. I spent my weekend doing community service. Well, what I consider community service is doing stuff for the kids and putting smiles on their faces and supporting different charities and events and whatnot. So, again, man, I had a great weekend. It was a good sports weekend. We tried to cover as much as possible. Like my man Kel say, may keep all your wings lemon pepper, and I can't remember it. But anyway, good night, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And don't forget to hit the super chat button in the bottom and give us some of your monies. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace out.